It is the most crappiest place if you and your partner are disconnected, particularly if it's been going on for a while. You know, the stonewalling, where you just sort of look at each other but not too much is happening because you had a big blow up and you haven't been able to come back from it. But it's not just this blow up, is it? It's a blow up before this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. So lots of blow ups. And it's really creating a lot of pain for both of you, a lot of hurt. Neither of you are getting your needs met, and you've actually got to a point where you're at an impasse. You actually don't know what to do because you don't know how to reconnect again. So say this is the finishing point, i.e. the relationship is finished. You come in and out, in and out, in and out, and you're getting closer and closer and closer and closer, and then you get here. But you actually don't want that. But you don't know how to fix it or how to come back from that. So that's what I'm talking about today. Emotional intimacy reset. How do you reset when there's a lot of pain? When neither of you are getting your needs met? One of you might have totally numbed down and actually can't do too much at all. And the other one, you might be just going, well, what the hell's going on? Yeah, it was bad, but it's not that bad. You don't have to numb out on me. I'm painting a picture of doom and gloom, but it's not. It is actually an opportunity to be able to do some growth, to do some soul searching, and to begin changing outdated patterns of behaviour. It's not working. How you've got to this place is not working. So I'm going to give you 3 steps, tools, whatever you want to call it, to put into your toolkit to be able to reset your emotional intimacy, because that is the fabric, that is the glue that keeps a relationship growing and alive and filled with joy. You've got to have that. If you don't have that, you're flatmates. You know, 2 people living in a house. Perhaps you're raising kids, but there isn't anything too much else going on. And it's a really, really sad, uncomfortable, draining, exhausting place. It can also activate trauma in you, emptiness, loneliness, anger, resentment, all of it. So let's shift you out of that place. So the first place to start is to sit down with your partner and come with peace. Both of you come with peace. And actually name the distance that you're in. Actually name it. Put a word to it. Put a sentence to it using I statements. You know, I'm really struggling. I miss connecting with you. I miss how we used to laugh. I miss how we used to talk. I miss how we'd have a cup of coffee in the morning. And I want to be able to get back to that place. I want to be able to find new ways of being able to talk and communicate and maneuver with where we're at right now. So it's for you both to be able to, if you can, get into that heart-centered place and come from your truth. You may be too far gone. You may not want to even go there. This is where you then do need to seek somebody professional. But if you aren't too far gone, have a go yourself first. So as a couple, sit down, come in peace and name the distance and talk about how painful it is and what it feels like in your body. That's my number 1. My number 2 is to be able to reconnect daily. The small little connections. Look, you've both probably got very busy lives, because that seems to be the modern world that we live in these days, isn't it? But it's the little touches in, it's the little connections, it's making your partner a cup of coffee, it's stopping them in the hallway and just connecting with your hearts and breathing for 10 seconds. It could be you're at the shops, you hold hands. Having a meal together where you just slow down, you connect and talk. you walk the dogs together. It doesn't really matter what you do, but it's all of these little touches. They are crucial because this is your special person. This is who you are doing life with. And if you don't have these daily touch-ins, tap-ins, these daily acts of kindness and connection, little by little, your intimacy begins to weaken. I see it with couples, FIFO workers, fly in, fly out, or night shifters who don't get to see their partner for days or weeks. That is hard because you're not having these daily connections, and it does make it really difficult. So that's my second. How you can begin changing that. It's use your imagination, Google it. But you've got to start reconnecting in these small daily acts. And then my third is a weekly check-in, which is a little bit more formal. What I've watched over the years, some couples have a specific time. It could be Thursday evening, it could be Saturday at 2, doesn't really matter, but you need to find somewhere in the calendar, a bit like a business meeting, but it isn't because this person is your lover, and you sit down and you have a check-in. And it's not a check-in where you talk about the kids and the weather and what you're having for dinner. It's a check-in from your heart about how you're feeling, excuse me, check in about how you're feeling. You could talk about a disagreement that you may have had earlier on in the week. And coming from my statement, talk about, look, I really struggled on Tuesday evening when it felt like a little bit of an attack, and I really struggled with it because I sort of shut down and I couldn't talk to you the rest of the evening. In future, would it be okay if you perhaps warn me that we're talking about this subject, and perhaps I can let you know that I'm feeling tired or hungry or agitated and it's not the right time? So it's being able to communicate. I've got something in my throat. Excuse me. It's being able to communicate from your heart centre in your check-in. I do have some couples who they cover quite a bit of ground in their check-ins. They often look at the finances once a month. They look at the calendar. They look at the dates. They cover a bit of ground. But for you, if you're wanting emotional intimacy reset, just keep it light and simple. So in your weekly check-in, just talk about where you're at, how you're feeling, what you would perhaps like to do with your partner, or perhaps what's worrying you, but just not surface stuff. Actually come from that heart center and the awareness of noticing, okay, I was feeling this, and also just bring in some mindfulness of being in the present moment with your partner. Come back to that awareness. That can be really helpful. So if we recap, you're both as a couple going to name the distances as to what's actually going on. You're going to reconnect with small daily acts, and you can't underestimate the power of that. And thirdly, you're going to do a weekly check-in where you go deeper. So with these three things, this will begin to create more emotional intimacy. And look, it's consistent turning up. This isn't something that can change overnight. It's a very strong intention moving forward in the direction that you want to move, which is to create a happy, healthy relationship. And this will help you enormously. Give me some feedback in the notes and just let me know what you have done to bring back that emotional intimacy in your relationship. Anyway, love you and leave you. Till next time.